Hello, everybody. How's it going today? I'm Peter Vaughan from Alchemy, and this is another one of our behind-the-scenes live streams on a Friday, or whenever the heck you're watching this. We put these up on YouTube so that you can feel free to comment and join in, ask questions and whatnot. We are just ready to game on for the weekend. We're also getting ready for a lot of things, exciting things at Cardboard Alchemy. So I'm going to tell you about some of those, and then we'll go to see what everyone's up to. So in the announcements, let's see, we have a lot happening. It's October 13th. It's Friday the 13th, everybody. And we are getting ready, not necessarily for anything spooky, but some exciting things. We're getting ready for Potion Con, which is Cardboard Alchemy's very first online gaming convention next Friday. October 20th is when it kicks off, but it actually goes into Saturday, October 21st and Sunday on the 22nd. We have gaming all weekend, and we have special guests all weekend. Talked about a lot of that on our last show, so I'm not going to necessarily get into all of the details, except to say you're welcome to go to cardboardalchemy.com, and there's an event section, and we're going to have tons of details appearing on that section with all of the guests of Potion Con spelled out. And then in our Discord, we're going to have a lot of games and other things going on. We've got some hellos. Thank you. And Rosie's with us. Rosie is our team member in the UK and is currently running the chat so that if you have a question, you can, she'll get that question up there and say hello like Jenny just did. Thank you for coming to our live. Of course, everybody can watch these at any time, but it is very special when you can make it to one of the lives, and I appreciate it. So we're still in announcements. Let's see, we talked about Potion Con is next Friday. Our whole team is gearing up for that. We are giving away so many prizes for Potion Con, so I hope you'll join us for that one. We're also teaching Critter Kitchen for the first time. We're going to have some of our content creators leak their videos for the Kickstarter during Potion Con, and so there's going to be a lot of like, what's Critter Kitchen like, and what's the pledge levels like, and what is happening with this game that we've been working on, and that we're going to show you, because that's the next announcement, is that Critter Kitchen is launching in 11 days. 11 days. By the time you watch this, it could be less. But I want to freeze time because I've got so much to do, but I can't freeze time. That's how time works. It keeps moving until we invent the Axel said we have to invent the time machine so we can go back. But I don't know if I would change anything about the way we've run the Kickstarters. And so in 11 days, we're going to run another Kickstarter just like we always do, with a lot of fun stuff going on. Critter Kitchen was developed by Alex Cutler and Peter C. Hayward, two designers that I've come to love. I have already loved them, but I just watched the passion they put into this project. They're putting in so much. And then, of course, Sandara Tang is our illustrator. You may have seen her work before, tiny little game called Flamecraft. She's also she's a dragon and critter illustrator well before Flamecraft. She actually draws these just critters on her Instagram. She has for many years. She's a teacher in Singapore, and she knows what she's talking about. And we're so blessed that she joined us for another game. And she is cranking out all this awesome artwork. I mean, we are talking so many different surprises to show you. So that's the Kickstarter. I'm going to move right in now to, I mean, there's other things I could announce, but I'm actually going to go to sort of our component section where I might show sneak peeks. In fact, I'm gonna definitely show sneak peeks because that's how it works here. Is that we're making lots of games here. We're making Andromeda's Edge. We're making Flamecraft and merch, and we're working on the next Flamecraft. We've got games in development. Critter Kitchen is about to launch, and so as far as a board game publisher goes, it's a very exciting time right now. I don't know if it could get more intense right now. This is what we've trained for, but at the same time, it is. When anything throws a wrench in life, I had some emergencies. They're fine, everything's okay. But like yesterday, I was like, no, there's so much going on right now. But yesterday in the mail, I got something really cool. Now this is a super leak because we haven't even shared anything Critter Kitchen. But like, I wanted to let everyone know like what kind of things, like how this works, and like. So when we start to brainstorm Critter Kitchen, of course, we've got the game, and we're working on the game for 2 years. And it's so much intense work and all the stuff that goes into the game. But as we get to the Kickstarter, it's kind of fun to think about like merch. because everyone thinks about like, oh, would it be cute if these critters were on this or that or the other thing? And Alex Cutler in particular, one of our designers, has been so excited by the merch part. So one of the things that just came in yesterday, I'm going to show this because this is something that, so for example, I'm going to show it here. This is a sample of our cookie cutters. That these are something you can win if you solve any puzzle. We're doing these pre-launch puzzles for Critter Kitchen, but if you solve the puzzles and you're getting a game pledge, you're going to automatically get these cookie cutters. They're cookie stamps that Rosie's already testing. She has a set that she's testing, and this is we're going to give these to Kim Joy to test. So basically, it's a neat little thing that's got its own holder in it, so you can actually use it to stamp, and you could also use this. This is really neat. I'm going to put these over here in our component cam shot. Let's see. So we'll get Critter Kitchen over here. I will put some cutters. We got the lizard. We got the boar over here. These are just samples, but at the same time, pretty exciting to see it. And we're testing. Like I said, we're testing with it so that you can, so we can show you how great they're going to be for making cookies. Rosie has already made cookies. That is correct. I don't know if anyone in this chat knows it. She's a baker. She did a lot of baking. So yeah, those are exciting because we needed that to prove a concept to know if we can to do these things. And this is the kind of thing we're working with a brand new manufacturer on that. It's not the game manufacturer. So a lot of work. Well, this has been months of work to talk to just to show you the kind of steps that go into making one of these. We had Sandara drew the critters, and she'd already drawn like the lizard plenty of times before, but it's not the same thing to get something ready for a cookie. First of all, we had to iron out some of the poses she had drawn the lizard in, like on the box cover. You know, it had a pot and he had fish, so we had to get a very clean silhouette of a lizard, and then we had to vectorize it to turn it into these to lines that could be brought up at any size. And once we had vectorized it, we realized it was actually still too complicated for a cookie. And so we had to work on fixing that silhouette for a while. We had to find a new manufacturer, ask them if they could do this, ask them to send us samples of ones they had done. So we knew that it wasn't going to turn out. And then we worked out a sample time with them and went back and forth about the hands-on color. Currently, we're using an orange here for our cookie cutters, but I will tell you there's another surprise color for the Kickstarter. I'm not going to get into that, but we have some more cookie cutter surprises for the campaign. Second thing that I want to mention, this is really rough. So if you look at this, you'll know this is the kind of thing where we're going so back and forth on this particular merch item. But we all really wanted an oven mitt. It's just because we're just like, oh, what if you could stick your hands in like a critter paw or something? Didn't turn out after we went back and forth and figured out, okay, what are we going to actually do? We made this thing, which is this ginormous oven mitt. Now it's currently backwards. I will tell you that what you're supposed to be able to do, stick your hands in the art side, and then you actually can grab things on this side. So yes, I would have my hands in here and then I would grab it, and then we've tested it on a game board. And so the game board, obviously you can pick up without burning yourself, but hopefully you can also pick up other things without burning yourself. So it's got paws on one side, and then it's got this beautiful shot of the Chef Academy on the other side. It's just so much fun. And Sandara added characters that weren't even in the game art, because of course she had to doodle some more characters in there. Currently, what ends up happening is because they have it backwards, I actually can stick my thing in there. So this is the reverse. But anyway, it is. We have another sample coming of the corrected one, but it's super soft, and we're going to do a heat-resistant test on it because we got to test everything to make sure that this is a good thing for people to get. I'm going to make sure it actually works. But that is the kind of stuff. It's just. I like how Brad says no one touched the time machine. This is the kind of stuff that's it's not what we started Cardboard Alchemy to do, is make merch, but at the same time we are listening to people very dedicated, loving Sandara's characters, and we're trying to do every merch item is definitely trying to get her characters or her art in some way. And we have some more surprises. That's just a taste test, if you will, of what we got going on. I have more component things to talk about, which is that we just got. Speaking of Critter Kitchen, we just got this in the mail. This doesn't look very exciting at the moment. It's a box, but what it is it's very exciting because it has some last minute components for Critter Kitchen. So we've already printed our prototypes, but this is a leak here, by the way. This is no one knows this, but there is there's an upgrade in the game. Well, there's a mode that we're playtesting to play 6 and 7 players in Critter Kitchen. It's just amazing. And so in the game, we already had a red, an orange, a yellow, a blue, and a purple restaurant. And we've come up with pink. It's not necessarily all final, by the way. This is a prototype. Pink, and green pieces of player boards so that you can add 6 and 7. This is particularly exciting because during Flamecraft, we know a lot of people wanted to play 6, and we had actually stuck 6 different dragon colors in the box, and there was already a 7th player color that you could find on the Kickstarter. And some people were like, can I play the game 7? And it just wasn't built for 7. Critter Kitchen is going to be built for 6 and 7. So if you have a big group and you want to play Critter Kitchen with that group, you can just game night. Seriously, everyone plays simultaneous turns in Critter Kitchen, so 7 players does not slow it down at all. I mean, obviously there's still 7 players at a table on it. There's a lot, so it's not for everyone. But at the same time, for those of you that want to do big groups, you already know that there's a table hog consideration there, and you already know that there's going to be talking and food and laughing and whatnot. But that is what's possible now in Critter Kitchen. And the best part about it is we are putting the 6 and 7 player part on an expansion that everyone gets for free. Everyone gets it, including with a pledge. So you're going to get 6 and 7. You can try it out and do that. Now, of course, I know a lot of people are going to want to play the lower counts, but we're putting it in there for people to do big games with Critter Kitchen. And we'll have all the details on the expansion and the 6 and 7 player mode on the Kickstarter. It just gives options. That's what I think what's super exciting. Now, if you look back at our other games, Mission Catastrophe went to 6. We were super excited by that. Flamecraft did 1 to 5. Actually, Mission Catastrophe did 1 to 6. Flamecraft did 1 to 5. We were a little bummed we couldn't get it more there. We will figure that out someday in Flamecraft World. Andromeda's Edge is doing 1 to 5. I think, and then Critter Kitchen is going to be at the moment 2 to 7. We are working on 1. It's possible. It's not something that we have coming out of the gate, but we're still working on it. We'll see if that can get in there. But it's the biggest one then that we've done, and I really like that none of our games have gone below 5. If we could keep it that way, I know a lot of games go to 2 to 4, and that's sort of what a lot of games do, because in development, player count is one of the hardest things to get right over a lot. I mean, there's actually someone I met that said, if you have 2 to 7, I'm pretty sure either the 2 sucks or the 7 sucks. I really strongly believe that we're putting out a 2 to 7 that I'm confident in both the 2 and the 7. I disagree with that one. But of course, that's the level we put into our games, is we're not going to release a 7 if it's not a fun game. And so we were really excited when Peter and Alex cracked that one. Anyways, super excited that we have options, and that hopefully when you get a Cardboard Alchemy game, you can definitely play a lot of players. And most of our games go to solo. We'll see if this is one of them. But at least our other 3 games you have as well if you're just wanting to play a game on your own. I think that's all the component stuff I have. No, actually, no, there's more. No, we're not done. We're going to do more. I've been talking so much about the deluxe new Flamecraft things. We're going to open the store. We're going to open the store imminently with these things. Another leak. We haven't really picked a date. We're working with Lucky Duck right now, and we're trying to get our website ready and their website ready. And very soon the products will launch. And I have a sample of them. Cardboard Alchemy. 12-player game of Flamecraft. What? That I have to see. We have to someday talk about tournaments. But anyway, back to the Flamecraft products. I want to throw a caveat before I put these up on screen. And that is, I have a sample here, but they're actually still getting on a boat, so that when you see the store open, they are going to still be like a long time before they arrive. So when we do pre-orders, it'll mean that if you put any of these items in your cart would wait for when it comes here. The boats are not predictable. The warehouses and trucks are not predictable. So when I show you this, it doesn't mean like they're shipping tomorrow or something, but we're very excited because, for example, like brand new minis. It's so cool to see this package. There's a pink dragon now in there. There's a pink dragon in there. There's also, so we actually put the spa on the back of it. It's so cute to get her spa in there because this is where only the dragons could go. And these are so much fun. We're so excited by all of these dragons. And there's all the dragons that are represented: Starburst, Mulch, Deathfang, Cole, Thistle, Loaf, and Hot Dog. So much fun. This is actually designed to be, not that it had to be, but this is 1/3 of a Flamecraft box size, and the other 2/3 are taken up by this product, which is jumbo wood tokens. Very key silica packet placement right there. I love that. This is really cool. I love that you can see the game trays you're going to get if you go for the jumbo wood. This is so many fun pieces of wood. We did this funny joke on the back where, like, this is not the actual size, but it's fun just to. It's 40% toastier and meatier. So yeah, we're super pumped by this one. These are obviously, if you already have wooded bread, then you may be fine because it's just jumbo size. But a lot of people that don't have it and may want to go big, or even if you have it, you might want to go even bigger and impress all of your friends with the game trays. We're so excited. Thank you to Game Trays. Noah at Game Trays put his X trays in there. There are 6 new colors of X trays that have never been made, and they're a lot of fun. So actually, technically speaking, if you left these on your shelf, this would be like this height, and the height of a Flamecraft box is the same height. Let's see if I can get that right. Is it right there? Not that you'd store them necessarily that way. I know Rosie's laughing at me because I've planned none of this. Anyway, these are the exciting things. We don't get products made every day here, so that's very exciting. And I have one more to talk about, which is this one. It's very hard to see these without a lot of reflection, but they're the new dragon-made coins. Each one of the dragons has a coin with their face on it, and there's a silver fancy dragon one, and a new red bag. It's a lot of fun. That's going to be too reflective for that camera. Oh well, we'll work on this stuff. Anyway, I just had to share because it's exciting. And I think that's all. I want to jump into questions and talk and have everybody explain, say what you're playing this weekend, or Rosie will put up some questions. We'll just chat now. Here's one that's on the screen. One question I have is, how many do you get of each resource in the larger compared to the original? That's a great question. We actually have the same amount. So, for example, there are 210, which is 35 of each type, in both this one and this is the brand new version of the small one. So you've got this one as well, which has 210 also. So they both have 210. Now, I will tell you a secret. They actually might have more than 210. We don't guarantee more than 210, but we let the factory put in some spares so that you might have a bonus bread. But we're officially guaranteeing that there's 35 of each in both sets. So we could either get 35 tiny toasts or 35 slightly larger toasts. Well, it's still tiny, but slightly larger. All right. Let me turn off component cam. We'll just move on to more questions with everybody. Is this a trend to reach a giant Flamecraft copy to play at conventions? Have you ever seen those at conventions where they have like a giant King of Tokyo or a giant Carcassonne or Catan? Yes, we can get Let's do like a drag. Let's get giant. Maybe more fun. Maybe more fun to do the meeples, like big Flamecraft dragon meeples. Yeah, that would be cool. Or the minis, or people dressed up in Flamecraft costumes, and you have to move to each shop. Everyone's taking a turn as a live, we can do a live action show, and you have to go and do that. All right. How many board games is Cardboard Alchemy currently cooking? I like your use of our. This is what Critter Kitchen is next. I like using your terms for cooking up. That's a good question. We officially have obviously Critter Kitchen. Well, let's just talk about this. So Drummer's Edge is still in production. So if you're counting that, that's one. And Critter Kitchen is about to crowdfund, which is 2. And then we are actively working on the standalone sequel to Flamecraft, which is called Flamebound. We've talked about that. There's actually one segment of PotionCon where we might show something. Brad writes, Flamecraft designer Manny's unfulfilled dream is Flamecraft Dragon cosplay. Anyway, sorry. To go back to games that we're officially cooking, I have mentioned here that we also have Brad Brooks and Chris Strain and Aaron McDonald's game, Whisperwood. Whisperwood is in deep development. We also have some more that go beyond Whisperwood, but that's all I can really talk about. Whisperwood is also still unscheduled, but I know it's going to happen. I mean, it's Brad's. It's also using the golem that you see behind me as the art inspiration. So I know Whisperwood will be a thing. It's just about when is Flamebound and Whisperwood going to get fully baked to go back to the cooking thing. Oh, you know what? I do have some one other thing on the announcements that I want to talk about because I did not get a chance to say this. Something in our newsletter that we're about to announce, and I have announced on the stream, is that we were looking for letters written into the Cardboard Alchemy office in order to get a copy of Stuff the Magic Dragon, which is our final promo for the year. Show a picture of that. This is the promo. It's going to be in our shop, but we have a really fun way to get it also, which is that you can write a letter to Cardboard Alchemy and say whatever you want in that letter. And if you write a letter, we will mail you a copy of Stuff the Magic Dragon. Obviously, you can go get it faster probably in the shop because when you write us a letter, we're a little bit, we'll read it. We've got a Kickstarter going on, so we're a little slower, but we will mail a copy of Stuff the Magic Dragon. And I will say that already from the stream, I've gotten 7 letters. So especially because, let's see who was asking. Tim was asking. Tim, your daughter Charlotte's letter is absolutely adorable. Now, I am going to read some of these and show some of these on screen in another stream, but I was so touched by that. Charlotte wrote a letter and did a diorama. It's an amazing, amazing thing that we got. And I showed it to Sandara, and there was immediately like, oh my God, it's so cute. So it was just, it's the reason why I decided to do the letters was I thought, you know what? I love hearing from people. I love hearing that there's, a young woman that's inspired by Flamecraft and drew up this thing, and it's like, wow, that is so cool. Manny was touched and Sandara was touched. All of us at Cardboard Alchemy. So thank you for sending that in. And I wanted to say, so I will do the letters for everyone who's written the letter. Thank you so much. I've gotten some, not just Charlotte's letter, but there's been some handcrafted letters, art, really fun things. Someone sent a gift, and I wasn't asking for any of that. This is so cool. Thank you for all of you who sent in a letter, and I will read some more on. I'm going to be doing these streams every Friday, and I'm going to get a rhythm where I'm saying, okay, there's a mail bag section where we're going to read something, and then if I read it on air, in addition to Stuff the Magic Dragon, we'll send an additional bonus prize. I don't know how often that's going to happen. I also want to put out I might as well say it here because if everyone's paying attention. We're about to run a Kickstarter, and we've got PotionCon, and so I might be a little slammed, and I might have maybe threw this idea out without thinking about how many times the mailbox got full, by the way, with the first 7, and so I just want to say when we turn on the newsletter and the post office finds out what we've done, and then all of a sudden insanity ensues, and we're launching a Kickstarter, it may take me a minute to get back to you, but we will get back to everyone who writes in a letter, and I do want to read some of those fun letters, and I thank you in advance if you're sending one, and for those who've sent one, it's really touched us, so thank you. Anyway, so what else do we want to talk about? I noticed that someone was asking the address. Brad posted our address again in the chat, which we may put that address or a PO box in our newsletter that goes out. I'm not sure if we're using the office address anymore, just by how scared I am that the whole thing might blow up. But for anyone in this chat, you can certainly use that address. We do get mail here, and now we're getting more exciting mail, not just boring taxes and spam mail. So Whisperwood, Manny is asking about Whisperwood. What Whisperwood is like actually behind me. Actually, this is a piece of art that was done by Sergio Chavez for our first Kickstarter, and he created three pieces of art: a fantasy piece of art, he created a sci-fi piece of art, and he created a horror piece of art. And we put those on our first 3 coasters that we offered as the first evidence that we believed in support great art at the company. So we did that, and we don't have a game for this, but everyone kept asking about what game is that from. And Brad and I did a joking YouTube where we said, "Oh, it's like it's a bag builder," and so people were like, "Okay." So then, especially Chris and his wife Erin, who are really big into bag builders, and their favorite game is Orleans. They said, "Well," they started, "Well, I want to play this game," and Brad wanted to play this game. So Brad started working on it first, invited them to collaborate, and now they're all working on a bag builder where you're a druid of the forest. The forest has gone dark. Like this golem here has fallen asleep or been corrupted, and it's been gone a long time. And the forest has lost its magic, and so you're going to bring it back with the help of the animals of the forest. You're going to restore the golems to their full power and gain their magical energy. Oh my God, it's going to be so much fun. I can't get into much more than that because, of course, we're still in deep development of Whisperwood, but it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Sergio is expected to join us. I mean, obviously, if he doesn't, we would have to shift from this kind of artwork, but if he can do golems and cute animals. He actually said that he wanted to shift gears from space games after doing Mission Catastrophe and Andromeda's Edge. And he's very excited to draw forest cute animals. He'll do them differently than Sandara, I'm sure, but he'll also. So, if we end up getting cute critters in Critter Kitchen, we'll just have to say that we're going to have another batch of critters running around the forest, probably with less chef outfits on. I'm just thinking that they don't. There's probably not a Critter Kitchen crossover, but they're going to be something similar in terms of fun stuff. Hey, thanks for coming on, Mark. The Friday chats. Mark has got a super fan in our Facebook groups and posts a lot of Dwellings of Eldervale and Andromeda's Edge footage, and was really helpful on the campaign for Andromeda's Edge to note everywhere that game was mentioned. Huge help to me, and I really enjoy what you're doing with Dwellings of Eldervale tournaments, where basically is taking each faction and having them go head to head and see which one wins. I love that stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I want from social channels, so I really appreciate you doing that out there. In fact, that reminds me to say that I think Grant Lyons' part of PotionCon, I think he's going to compare head-to-head critters, so it should be pretty fun to see which ranks. Everyone can help rank our Critter Kitchen animals to see which one they think should win. We'll see what happens here. Wow, look at that. Look at that. 5,600 followers on Kickstarter. We are excited. We are excited for Critter Kitchen. 11 days. If you're not following, you got to join the party. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have an amazing game with an amazing value and a lot of ton to cram into it. Like more. There's more. It's only going to get better. You got to check it out. We're also doing quite a bit of Kickstarter specific things. Like I said, the expansion I mentioned earlier, the expansion is included for free. We're trying to make it worth it your while to come and join us for the party. while it's on Kickstarter, it's the most exciting time because we can get more stretch goals unlocked and more stuff stuffed in the box for everybody. But in addition to that, we have some special things just for you if you come on. All right. Games I played recently. You know what? This question would be easier if I wasn't barreling towards a Kickstarter. So you know what I played recently? Critter Kitchen, Critter Kitchen, Critter Kitchen. Not even I couldn't even throw a Drama's Edge in right now because it's seriously right now we're on Critter Kitchen at all times. That being said, I was trying to think if nope. All my game nights are pending a Kickstarter finishing. So I don't have anything better than that. I have games I'm looking forward to. I will mention one that that I would like to play very soon, which is called Freelancers, that came out recently. I picked up a copy at Gen Con. It is by Plaid Hat Games, and I really enjoyed Forgotten Waters. I don't know if everyone's played Forgotten Waters, but you are all pirates. You fill out sort of a Mad Lib story, and then you're playing this adventure that's in Plaid Hat's system called Crossroads, where you're going to find, everyone's got choices to make, and you may go down a different path than everyone else. There's a really fast, snappy turn action selection in a storybook. So you're going to get to a scene, and then you get describe that scene, and then everyone's got to take a quick action, and then you find out what's happened, and then eventually fill in your story. And Freelancers is a same kind of Crossroads experience, but more of a dystopian fantasy world. I don't know actually enough about it yet, but I can't wait to dive into that game. I love games that are interactive stories. Someday at Cardboard Alchemy will get one of my. I want to bring in some more. I used to write Choose Your Own Adventure, and I like the idea that you can determine your fate. Board games are a difficult medium to do this because, I can't make choice A and change content as well as I could on an app. But I still think that for me, that's the most fun. It's my choices matter, and I want to do games where you change something and then a different deck comes in and you're playing with something that's based on your choice. So to me, I like to see games that evolve the story based on interactive, how all the players are changing or acting with their environment. It's pretty fun for me. So I think a good Freelancer section is in my future. Now Rosie had, I believe, I'm gonna just shout out one of your picks from Essen because it's actually a game designed by a good friend of mine and Brad's, which is Boba Mahjong by Tate Wu. Now I love finding out that someone, no prompting. I did not tell Rosie to go find Tate's booth at Essen. She found Tate's booth and found how cute he makes games that are like a deck of cards sometimes. They're super cute. He has one called Cat Rescue. He's an amazing artist that he works with that does these super cute cats sometimes, or in the case of his Boba Mahjong game, super cute drinks. He has pins and stuff, and so I love that Rosie found that game, and it's a great game. So Tate is he's really a clever designer. He's got supported him on Kickstarter several times. I believe he might even be launching one in October. If he does launch another one in October, we will talk about it on our campaign. I think he might launch 1, 2, 3 Cheese, which is a pretty fun trick-taking game. He's got these tiny but really great. They pack a punch in their travel size, so they're really great for that. Let's see what else we got. Brad Brooks, you should join Peter in front of the camera for one of these streams.
Nope. I have to. One second. Why did that suddenly switch?
Am I back? How are we doing now? We got audio now? All right. We're back, everybody. Stuff like that can happen. I don't know why that just decided to happen. Let's go back to the question on hand. Before I forget, Brad Brooks, you should join Peter in front of the camera for one of these streams, perhaps during the Critter Kitchen campaign or for the one before PotionCon. Brad is intending to come on for PotionCon. Pretty excited by that. I love when, yep, Brad will be on camera multiple times at PotionCon. You've heard it here first. We need an IT tech support dragon. We really do. We really do. I don't know who tackles that. I think maybe the Iron Dragons. Although Brad is an Iron Dragon, and I will say that like every time we do Discord stuff, Discord just like fights both of us. So I don't know. We need to tame Discord and Slack now apparently as well. We use Slack in the office, and they've done some updates, and we're like, okay, none of this is working the way it used to. We need the dragons. Actually, the other dragon that I always say that I need is I need the plant dragons because I can't keep plants alive. So we need dragons in our lives. If I could just have a plant dragon, make sure none of my plants go. I try so hard, but then it's a tough battle. Anyway, do we have any other questions? Should I end it? Should we go back to our Fridays to replay some things? Oh, rock climbing shop is fun. There are a lot of... It's so funny. We have this brainstorming session when we were working on Flamecraft where we had shops like the gym. Man, you really wanted a gym that was themed to like, you know, just pumping iron, and Iron Dragons are working the gym. There's just so many fun things. Someday we'll see if we can do more shops. We, of course, you know, right now we're focused on Flamebound, which is leaving town to go on an adventure out in the rest of the Flamecraft universe. We're going to see streams and castles and ancient dragons and caves. We're going to see some really cool stuff there. So maybe a new town, but maybe some just, you know, witches under a bridge, or who knows what's going to be out there in the middle of the world there. A yoga shop. I have heard that one as well, actually. Yeah, the yoga shop is fun too. We had ideas to do... believe me, I would love to do holiday shops. I was trying to get everyone to do a Halloween shop, you know, with like, you know, dragons are cutting out jack-o'-lanterns and stuff like that. But did not make the cut. We have to, you know, everything's got to be what is the best power, what is the best, you know, art thing, and what, you know, what's everyone feeling from a design and art perspective. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Now, of course, next Friday we're having PotionCon, and I will still do this stream. Might be a short one as we've got lots of things to prepare for PotionCon, but I will still do this so we can have a fun chat. Hope everybody has a great weekend and plays a lot of games. All right. Cheers. Have a good one, everybody. Game on.